Well, joining me is Harry Quilter-Pinner, who is Executive Director at the Institute for Public Policy Research. It's good to have you with us. Is this a problem within Labour per se, within the centre-left coalition, or is it across centrist politics writ large here in the UK? Is there a problem at the centre that both major parties, the Conservatives and Labour, just can't hold their majorities together?
I think what we're seeing here is growing anger amongst the public in mainstream politics, as you say. I think what we're seeing is pretty much since the financial crash, people feeling that the central promise of liberal capitalist societies, which is basically that things will get better, your kids will do better than you do, and your wages will go up, and your living standards will improve. And that deal is fundamentally broken. And people are responding to that by voting for either not turning out at all and saying, democracy voting doesn't make a difference, or if they are turning out, voting for more extreme parties on both right and left. And I think what the Labour Party has to do here is really focus in the next 3 years on demonstrating that mainstream politics can deliver for people, that you don't have to go to the extreme right in order to get change, that the Labour Party will deliver on its manifesto promise, which was change. It was called Change. That was the name of the manifesto. And that mainstream politics can deliver better lives for people. And that's the promise that the Labour made in 2024. That's what Andy Burnham has been talking about in Makerfield. The constituents in Makerfield think that he's the answer. We now need to see whether the Labour Party thinks that he's the answer and whether, if he gets in, he can actually deliver on that promise.
Well, on that score, how healthy is it for a democracy that a new Prime Minister takes office without a general election and with no real mandate of their own?
I'm not as concerned as a lot of people about this. We do not vote for a president. We vote for a political party and we vote for a manifesto. And so that is what gives our government's legitimacy. And we have a mechanism through which those parties can change leader. And it's happened continuously through the history of British politics. I think it feels more acute at the moment because we've had so many changes of leader in a short amount of time. But I think as long as Andy Burnham is standing on the 2024 manifesto, as long as he's true to, or whoever wins a contest, if there is indeed a contest, is true to the 2024 manifesto, that has complete democratic legitimacy in our system.
What are the rules here? Can you spell them out for us? Is it within the gift of Sir Keir Starmer to declare that this is a contest, or is that for the NEC? And who ultimately makes that decision?
Well, it will be made by whether people put their name forward for this leadership election. So there is a vacancy at the top of the Labour Party. It is now for MPs to put their name forward to run to be leader of the Labour Party and therefore Prime Minister. I imagine, I'm pretty certain, that Andy Burnham will put his name forward. The question will be, does anyone else put their name forward? If no one puts their name forward, there will be a coronation. Andy Burnham will be in office by the 16th of July. But there will be lots of people in the party who feel that there needs to be a contest, there needs to be a debate, that Andy Burnham needs to be held to account and challenged and tested. And whether that is Wes Streeting or whether that's one of the many other people who've talked or been rumoured to be interested in putting their name forward, we wait to see. But it's ultimately whether people can will put their name forward and whether they have enough support, that 61 MPs, to get them on the ballot.
Harry, thank you very much.